Coming from the heels of an incredibly bluffed set from Shoyo that led to Boku to spike the ball and win the first set for the Jackals, Tobio reviews how every player in the Jackals has grown and has become a legit threat. And then there's that runt. We see Shoyo receive a spike from Wakatoshi in an awkward posture, but nonetheless maintains his balance without any difficulty, as Tobio remarks how Shoyo's balance has transformed from being good to just being ridiculous. He correctly deduces that it was the stupid, up to no good sand. We see Adrea score, and the score at this point in the game was 7-6 with the Jackals in the lead. This would be the last time we see a Jackal score in this chapter. In the next play, we see Bokuto spike the ball, but he gets properly stuffed. However, he manages to save it as Atsumu sets the ball for Shoyo. Tobio predicted all of this and reaches in time to deflect Shoyo's spike. This reminded me of a question I had when I saw Atsumu and Shoyo do a faster free kick. I was wondering, couldn't Tobio do the same thing with Korai here? He could even add a little spin to it and make it his own. This question was answered in this chapter by the good old coach Ukai, who says that Korai's skill set allow him to be a master of aerial battles, and it would be ideal to give him more time in the air so he could use those skill sets to find out the perfect path for the ball. As we were getting this explanation, we see Korai get a set from Tobio and manages to thread the needle out of the ball in the thin gap between Atsumu and Adrea. Yo, that shot was epic. That little smug face from Tobio though, apparently these guys in Atlas know how to pose for a smug face when they need to. Then we get a line from Atsumu saying that pretty much all the points that happen in a match are because of the setter. I feel this line was included to lay emphasis that despite having the strong spikers on a team, it requires a skilled setter to enable those spikers to score, as we saw Romero neatly do an angle shot and scoring. Coach Ukai then remarks that the reason Adlers are racking up points is because of the solid toss one after another that Tobio puts up for them. Tobio then does this untouched service ace and proves Ukai that he can be the center of attention as well. Tobio serves again and Shoyo bumps it that leads to Kiyomi spike the ball, but then it gets deflected. Korai hustles to save the ball and passes it to Tobio, who then jumps to save again, and the ball is right over the net. We see Nicholas rushing as Tobio does one-handed set while in the air to Nicholas, and he scores this by doing a perfect line shot. Tobio is a freaking animal. The score is 11-9 at this point with the Atlas in the lead as Tobio does a third serve. Kiyomi bumps it and Shoyo spikes the ball, but then it gets saved by Hiwajima, the libero of the Atlas, and the ball is long once again as Tobio jumps over the net to save the ball. Everyone in the Atlas is rushing towards the net with every intention to spike the ball to the other side. The Jackals are all wondering who will the ball go to as the ball skims right over Shoyo's head and falls down on the floor. Tobio, the animal, just did a dump. There was a nice explanation by Sugawara that says that Tobio is such a good setter that everyone believes that he can set even the most awkward of the passes perfectly, and so they expect a spike from the spikers. But Tobio pulled an Uno reverse card to throw a dump on the opponents, bringing the score to 12-9. The chapter ends with Tobio making the inner dialogue that he hasn't lost yet. It's the same dialogue that Shoyo made to his middle school team back in the very beginning of the series when he was fighting his first match and losing against Tobio. I feel this chapter was a reply from Tobio to the awesome plays by Shoyo in all the recent chapters. I think it's a good point to make that the first set was won by 5 points primarily due to the efforts of Shoyo, despite what certain someone might say. So naturally Adlers and mostly Tobio would feel the pressure. The fact that he made the same dialogue that Shoyo did back in the day while he was losing says a lot about how Tobio views this situation. He feels the urgency and wants to turn the tables around. The fact that Shoyo Hinata can make Tobio Kageyama feel this way is a great compliment to Shoyo. I also liked this particular panel because here when Tanaka remarks that back in the high school days only Shoyo was monster enough to push Tobio to his limits, but now Tobio has 4 such monsters on his team. Furudate also did a nice job of illustrating the intensity of that situation with that panel. And when Tobio dumps, the moment is captured nicely in the panels below. We also get to see how unexpected it was right after with this panel. Good stuff. I like how we get a chapter showing how good Tobio is right after his flashback, but it's hard to predict what's going to happen from here on out. Like, do we see the Adlers dominating this set and winning with a big margin? Or is it going to be a close set? Or somehow the Jackals are going to make up the lead and win this set again? Who will be the next player to get focused on? So much stuff and so many directions for this to take. Now, what are your thoughts on this? Comment down below and follow me on Twitter to tweet how late I was with this video, or simply join the Discord to raise all hell about it. I've been Big Dog and I will see you later. You guys take care.